Shalom and good day all, this is Tehillim29 back again for a Rainbow Press and Comic Future State Fool's Gold review. And this time we are returning with the Future State Superman vs. Imperious Lex, Issue 2, and Legion of Superheroes, Issue 2. As you can see to the left hand side, I show my rating system, and I rate the cover, the art and the story, and also the currency conversion, to which I also give how much I think the stories are worth. So, time to get started on Superman vs. Imperious Lex. Now, seeing that both comics are the same price in Australian dollars, that's $7.15, I will be pointing out how much I think the cover is worth, the art is worth, as well as the story. So, starting off with the cover, do I think that the cover really worked as a story? Well, surprisingly enough, it actually did, because it helped bring across something to which Lex was trying to make Superman to be. So, I'll now move into showing the beginning, middle and end in regards to the art, starting now. This is some of the art at the beginning, some of the art at the middle, and finally some of the art at the end. Alright, for the cover I gave a 6 out of 10, to which I believe it's worth $1.25. For the internal art, I actually really enjoyed the internal art and what the script was done in relation to the story, to which I gave it a 7 out of 10, to which I believe it is worth $1.50. Moving on to the story. In this second part of the story of Superman vs. Imperious Lex, it continues from the last issue, moving into this issue, to which we have Lois Lane, Clark Kent, who is also Superman in this, Lex Luthor, of course, that's on his own planet, which is now called Lexor, and Clark Kent goes out of his way to sort of like investigate one of Lexor's rooms, to which he discovers a bit of slave labor happening there, and it was really interesting. But one thing, these slaves enjoy their labor and call Superman out to be a villain, and I think that's really good, as it brought across how how Lex Luthor views Superman within the story. To which I gave the story a rating of 6 out of 10, to which I believe it's worth $1.25, giving an overall total of $4. My goodness, big improvement from the last issue. I felt like I was able to follow along a little bit easier within the story. And there's just one more issue left of this to cover. So time to move on to the Legion of Superheroes. As we move on to the Legion of Superheroes, which is done by Brian Michael Bendis and Riley Rosmo on the art, does this cover actually help with the story? Not really. So let's move into the next thing straight away. Let's have a look at the internal art covering the beginning, middle and end. This is the beginning. Quite a bit happening with the art here. I must admit, Brian Michael Bendis and Riley Rosmo are probably best kept together in the art piece of what is before you. Now, if you really want to pick up some really great Brian Michael Bendis, check out his Jinx World titles. Don't check this out. I'll now move to some of the art around the middle. And now finally I'll move to the end. And this is the end of it. Now, moving into the cover rating, do I feel that the cover helped accentuate of what was actually happening within the story? Not really, because the story felt like it went nowhere. It was just a nowhere story. And it was pretty disgraceful. The story could have at least had some plot, been a little bit more clearer, especially in regards to the cast of characters. It didn't feel like it addressed the characters, or let alone respected any of the characters. And I'd probably imagine Riley Rosmo doesn't even like the characters either, so he made sure that Brian Michael Bendis didn't point out who was who in the story. To which it made it really annoying within the story, because I like to know the characters that I'm seeing within the story. So this is where I gave the cover 0 out of 10, the internal art 5 out of 10, to which it's worth $1. Moving into the story, some of the locations that we go to is, you see one at the beginning, which is Trom. Then we've got the Legion of Superheroes HQ, and then there's another place, Titan. The cast of characters, it didn't come across clear in any way. Of course, in their appearances, but it still wouldn't hurt just to have some of their names beside them, so it's easier for new readers to know who they are. To which I gave the story 0 out of 10. To which I believe the overall total for this one's review in the Fool's Gold is $1. Like I said, if you really want to pick up some really good Brian Michael Bendis, pick up his Powers run to start off. United States versus Murder Inc., the United States of Murder Inc., cover, all by Brian Michael Bendis, all part of his Jinx World. I would recommend all of that over this. Well, until then, please don't forget to hit the like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you enjoy the content. Until then, let's keep it colourful. If you've now made it to the end of the video, have an awesome day.